Welcome, Queen. Did he enter your personal space? Well, listen, about 3 weeks ago, around 4ish in the afternoon, I walk into the local coffee shop in my city, and there were a group of men in there who had just recently ordered. And sometimes when a guy comes to approach us, we're just thinking about him in that particular instance. And if you know what I mean, if you have ever experienced a man getting into your personal space, so much so that it just seemed like he was just extremely interested in talking to you, then I want you to keep on listening. Because, Queen, sometimes it's not even about you. Yeah, it's about how he can get what he wants from you. And that's why I'm going to share with you what you can do to stop him from getting the drop on you. So I'm in the local coffee shop, and this guy who we're just going to call Jose, he leaves the group of guys that he's with and he's heading toward the exit, walking out. But then he stops behind me and then he turns to face me. So because he turned like he did, he's now on my left side, and we're about 6 inches apart, looking directly at each other. And he just stares. And so I hit him with that boy bye look. Yeah, because I peeped his game before he started walking. Yeah, but more on that later. So then he decides not to leave. He walks instead over to the lady fixing the coffee drinks. Yes, he did. And not only did he walk over to her, he walks behind the counter, leans over her, turns his face to whisper in her ear, and they're about this close. I mean, he's so close to her, it's like he finna kiss her in the ear. Yeah, so he whispering something to her in her ear. So then they look up in my direction and start laughing. But I was not moved, not one bit, because I say, that's exactly what I knew. The games. I'm not doing that with you. I'm not doing that with you. Now, she went on and continued to work. Yeah, she continued to fix the coffee as she should have been. But he, on the other hand, still standing there. What he doing? Staring. Yeah, after a few seconds, he got the picture though. Didn't take him very long. He wised up and he went ahead and he walked on out. He walked on out, but as he was leaving, what he still doing? Staring at me. And that's the point, Queens, because sometimes we miss what really happened, even though we are in the place where it's happening. He used her. He used her to try to get a response out of me, but it didn't work. And she allowed him to enter her personal space in a disrespectful way. He gave her no warning, and she didn't invite him in her personal space. And guess what? Like I said, he don't work at the coffee shop. So he had no business, even if he wanted to tell her something, going behind the counter. You're not employed there. So here's the 3 things I want you to know. Take note of. So this don't happen to you. So a guy that walks up to you, that approaches you, don't get the drop on you. Number 1, the way a guy starts and ends a conversation matters. Because the way he approaches you tells you the effort he believes is appropriate for you. Yeah. What is needed, what is expected from you to have a conversation with you. And the same goes for how he ends a conversation with you. In this case, this man, he didn't even tell her hello or goodbye. Number 2, be mindful of when he approaches you, of where his eyes fall while he's speaking and after he's done speaking to you. Because where his eyes fall is his point of importance. So what he's focusing on with his eyes, that's what's truly important to him. And number 3, Do not dismiss the nonverbal cues and body language he is giving off towards other women in the same space as you, because his body language and those nonverbal cues can tell you how he truly feels about other women who are present where you are. So, I'm not telling you that, hey, it's a bad thing for a man to approach you or to show you interest. You want that. But please understand that while there's nothing wrong with a man showing you interest, there is an issue when he does it to get the attention of another woman. Because that means his focal point isn't on you. And if you're flattered by that, then you're dismissing the fact that he's disrespecting you in your face. As always, I'm telling you, 24 hours doesn't seem long, but in 24 hours, you could change your life. So go ahead and do something life-changing now.